I'm executive director of the Windsor International Film Festival. So what that role is, it's the oversight. It's really keeping your eye on all aspects of the festival to make sure it's moving forward year by year, and also day by day as we're actually in the planning stages of the festival and during the festival. So there's a key piece on that, taking a look at, obviously I think for me the key is always the programming, making sure the programming is on point. We're a film festival, so you got to keep your eye on the ball, making sure our finances are in order, making sure our sponsorship is there, making sure our marketing is on point, making sure our compliance and our governance is there, make sure we're always constantly improving, never resting on our laurels, but always looking ways to refine, making sure we're staying true to our mission and our mandate as to what we're supposed to be about, and working with our entirely volunteer-based organization. Just work with everybody, keep everyone together and lead people. And you got to be a leader that people would want to be led by. So always remembering that, and remembering that surround yourself with very talented people and know to trust people who know areas that I don't. I'm not a filmmaker. So there's so many areas I'm like, well, I'm not a filmmaker. I wouldn't even pretend I know how to make a film. So I have other people that know to do those things. I'm not an accountant. We have a great treasurer. I work with her, I understand things, but I don't have that skill set. So keeping the eye on the prize and keeping it going. And also, I'd say the last piece is being an ambassador and a face of the festival. And with that, I mean, it's great. There's the advantages of public recognition, or there's the advantages of profile, but there's also the duty of public recognition and profile. If things go badly or there's issues with that, it is also me that must step up and take that. I genuinely could have never, ever have imagined my impact or the impact WIFF has had on actually my life. I never could have underestimated that, because my background wasn't festivals. Okay, my background was overall film campaigns and film promotions and public relations. So I came to Windsor, and my PhD was on marketing of film. I really know two things. I know marketing, I know film, and I'm like, I have to combine these two, because that I'm good at. The rest, I have no idea what's happening in the world, but those two things I can do. So I came to Windsor, and Dr. Alan Wildman, president of the University of Windsor, approached me quickly, and he said, there's a film festival in this community, and I think you should be a part of it. And I was like, oh, great, there's a festival, sure. And I met with the board of directors at that time. They appointed me onto the board, and I'm like, okay, there's a festival, great. I mean, I've never been part of a festival. I don't think I know that much about them, to be honest. And then we started looking at programming and looking at growth in that, and I've always believed very, very much in student engagement. That matters to me very much. That's a great way to learn. Business students have to learn to be active, to be on their feet, to be thoughtful, and to just make it work. And I thought about how students could become engaged with this in terms of getting a good experience, and also give some energy to the festival and give some growth to it. I like things to grow. I like things to more and more and more. And sometimes that's a problem. I have to, rein it in sometimes, but I like, come on, let's push. And engaged three students, Chris Conley, Francesco Lachavo, and Ryan Mathias in 2009. And said, does anyone want to work on this? And they were like, yeah, that sounds kind of cool. I don't know, so 3 people. So imagine now, I mean, the hundreds of, like, we've put through, I mean, I think it's net, now I'm going to throw dead, it's over like 600 students through the years that have worked on this. So to think the first group was 3, and engage them with it. And then what's happened is year after year, people just love doing it. It's a lot of work and a lot of enjoyment, a lot of satisfaction, because you're part of that Windsor Star headline. You're part of that celebration. You're part of that sales report. You're part of that high five from the audience. And that's very satisfying to students. And I think that's so forward-looking at the University of Windsor and the Audette School of Business to be so engaged in experiential learning. Because just today, this morning, we had a major meeting at the university and talking about how the government of Ontario is pushing full steam ahead as a top strategic priority what they call experiential learning. And the Audette School of Business has been doing this for years. So this is exactly what they're talking about now. And it's like, we've been doing that. Are you kidding me? So that's great. And I love seeing my students succeeding, because many of them are in tangible roles, and many have stayed with the festival for years after. And that, I think, is a true testament. Even alumni that come back and volunteer as they're working full-time, I find that remarkable, because they love the festival and they can take pride in having had a hand in it. And that's a good story. Being a business person, I love that there's impact, and there's impact in the business community here. There's impact in our downtown. I was just at Starbucks 2 hours ago, and the manager says, she's like, I can't express to you enough how impactful this is on our drink sales, our food sales, Our Christmas merchandise is selling heavily. Our biggest week annually is through your festival, and our biggest day ever was like this week during the festival. So like this, like I can't be more explicit to tell you, thank you. This helps us so much. That's music to our ears because we want to be impactful, and it helps all the downtown businesses, and it helps tourism, and it helps our reputation too. When I think of two of the short films from local filmmakers that we showcased last year, represented the city of Windsor at Bermuda Shorts in Mannheim, Germany, on behalf of the city of Windsor. That's branding, and that's branding of our city and reputation building. So that's really impactful. Windsor is Canada's fourth most multicultural city in the country. We're an international film festival. We're showing films this year from 25 countries. We're showing films from the countries and the cultures of the people that are our friends and neighbors in this community. And that's, I think, important too. That's why this festival is vital and a vital contributor to our community.